The 2025 MotoGP season delivered one of the most fascinating competitive landscapes in recent history. While Marc Marquez's dominance grabbed the headlines, the story of the year ran far deeper than a single champion. Across the grid, riders elevated under pressure, careers were redefined, and machinery limits were pushed beyond expectation. From title contenders to quiet overachievers, these performances shaped the season's true hierarchy. This is the definitive ranking of the top 10 riders from MotoGP 2025. Number 10. Luca Marini, Honda HRC. Luca Marini's inclusion in Honda's factory structure never generated headline excitement, but 2025 quietly became the most complete season of his MotoGP career. After a largely anonymous 2024, Marini immediately looked more assured on Honda's improved RC213V, opening the year with 4 top 10 finishes in the first 7 rounds. His progress was brutally interrupted by a heavy Suzuka 8 hours testing crash that sidelined him for 3 races, stalling valuable momentum at a critical phase of development. Yet when Marini returned, his form sharpened noticeably. 5th place finishes in Hungary and Indonesia, alongside a 4th in the Hungary sprint, underlined his growing confidence and adaptability. While Marini never threatened the podium, his value lay elsewhere. He became Honda's most consistent finisher across the season, ending just 6 points behind Johann Zarco despite missing races. In a rebuilding year for HRC, Marini proved himself a dependable reference rider, supplying clean data, steady racecraft, and maturity. It wasn't spectacular, but in Honda's fragile recovery phase, reliability mattered as much as outright speed. Number 9. Raul Fernandez, Trackhouse Racing Aprilia. Raul Fernandez's 2025 season was defined by transformation. Entering the year as Aprilia's sole returning rider, expectations were high, but the opening third of the campaign was deeply underwhelming. After 8 rounds, Fernandez had just 2 top 10 finishes and was under pressure from rookie teammate Aldeguer, while Aprilia CEO Massimo Rivola publicly questioned his progress. The warning signs intensified when Trackhouse tested Manu Gonzalez on the RSGP at Aragon, a move that Fernandez unmistakably interpreted as a threat. From Mugello onward, everything changed. Fernandez found consistency, rhythm, and belief, becoming a regular top 10 contender and securing his first sprint podium in Indonesia. His breakthrough moment came in Australia, where he delivered a composed, opportunistic maiden MotoGP victory, backing it up with a strong charge to second in Valencia, despite carrying injuries from a recent crash. Fernandez scored 106 more points than in 2024, finally unlocking the potential Trackhouse invested in. The challenge now is simple: turn his late-season brilliance into a full-year standard. Number 8. Johann Zarco, LCR Honda. Johann Zarco's decision to leave Ducati for Honda once looked like a career gamble, but 2025 vindicated his belief. Continuing as Honda's leading light, Zarco delivered results that consistently exceeded the RC213V's limitations, particularly in the season's opening phase. Top 7 finishes in the first 2 rounds set the tone, followed by a strong 4th in Qatar, Honda's best dry weather result in over a year. The defining moment came at the French Grand Prix, where Zarco mastered treacherous wet conditions to secure a dominant, emotional victory on home soil, aided by LCR's flawless weather call. A second-place finish at Le Mans capped off an unforgettable spring. As development updates gradually arrived mid-season, Zarco's edge softened slightly, but his underlying pace never disappeared. Honda rewarded his commitment with a contract extension through 2027, acknowledging both his performance and technical leadership. In a fragile rebuilding phase, Zarco remained Honda's competitive benchmark, proving that experience, adaptability, and race intelligence can still shine even on underperforming machinery. Number 7. Pecco Bagnaia, Ducati Corse. Ranking Pecco Bagnaia 7th will divide opinion, but expectations define outcomes, and by those standards, 2025 was a collapse. Entering the season as a double world champion and Ducati's long-standing reference, Pecco never truly connected with the GP25. Persistent front-end feel issues plagued his confidence, while watching Marc Marquez dominate on identical machinery only deepened the psychological toll. The early results masked deeper problems, with podiums in 5 of the first 6 races, including victory in America after Marquez crashed. But once the season progressed, Pecco's form disintegrated. Isolated podiums at Aragon, Assen and Sachsenring were followed by alarming Q1 eliminations, inconsistent race pace and a damaging loss of belief. His Motegi weekend, a flawless pole-to-sprint-to-race sweep, briefly hinted at revival, but it proved a false dawn. 5 consecutive Sunday non-scores from Mandalika to Valencia sealed his fate. Finishing 257 points behind his teammate, Pecco admitted he couldn't explain his struggles, leaving his Ducati future clouded in uncertainty. Number 6. Fermin Aldeguer, Gresini Racing Ducati. Fermin Aldeguer entered MotoGP carrying both hype and doubt, having been signed by Ducati before even starting his 2024 Moto2 season. Early struggles fueled skepticism, but once settled on Gresini's year-old Ducati under Frankie Carcadi's guidance, Aldeguer rapidly silenced critics. A pair of top 5 finishes in Qatar signalled intent, followed by consecutive podiums in France that confirmed his arrival. As the season matured, Aldeguer's standout strength became tyre management, a skill he exploited masterfully at Mandalika to claim his maiden MotoGP victory in Indonesia. Sprint success followed, including a podium at Sepang that was later stripped due to a tyre pressure penalty, though his underlying performance remained unquestionable. Closing the season with consistent top 5 finishes, Aldeguer comfortably secured Rookie of the Year honours. Ducati already believed in his long-term value, but his 2025 campaign accelerated his trajectory dramatically, positioning him not just as a future contender, but as a pivotal piece in the looming 2027 rider market. Number 5. Pedro Acosta, KTM Factory Racing. Pedro Acosta's 2025 campaign was paradoxical, statistically impressive, emotionally frustrating. After a sensational rookie season, expectations shifted toward race wins and a title challenge, yet the RC16 failed to deliver early in the year. Acosta's frustration became visible as podium opportunities evaporated, reinforcing his belief that he was fighting for nothing. KTM's mid-season upgrades improved competitiveness, but the real breakthrough came through a mindset shift rather than raw performance. From Brno onward, Acosta transformed into a relentless podium presence, scoring 8 podium finishes across the final 10 events and climbing to 4th in the championship. He finished 152 points ahead of the next best KTM rider and extended his remarkable qualifying dominance over teammates into a second consecutive season. Despite failing to win a race, Acosta once again demonstrated his generational talent through adaptability, resilience, and relentless execution. If 2026 marks his final year with KTM, 2025 served as both a warning and a reminder of just how costly losing him could become. Number 4. Fabio Quartararo, Yamaha Factory Racing. Fabio Quartararo's 2025 season was a masterclass in overachievement. Yamaha's improved M1 showed flashes of progress, but it was Quartararo's sheer brilliance that elevated it into relevance. Between Qatar and Silverstone, he dragged the Yamaha to 5 consecutive front-row starts, 4 from pole, culminating in a runner-up finish at Jerez. A podium was within reach at Le Mans before a crash intervened, while victory at Silverstone was cruelly stolen by a ride height device failure. Quartararo's single-lap excellence allowed Yamaha to compete where it had no right to, delivering strong top 5 results in Germany, Barcelona and Malaysia, along with multiple sprint podiums. However, The M1's persistent power and grip deficits limited race day sustainability. Quartararo finished 122 points ahead of Yamaha's next best rider and stood alone as the only Japanese manufacturer representative inside the top 10. As Yamaha prepares for its V4 future, 2025 reinforced both Quartararo's elite talent and his dwindling patience. Number 3. Alex Marquez, Gresini Racing Ducati. Alex Marquez's 2025 season was nothing short of a breakthrough. Moving from the GP23 to the GP24 unlocked immediate performance gains, beginning with 3 consecutive second-place finishes. His first MotoGP victory at Jerez validated that progress, followed by relentless consistency across both sprints and Grands Prix. While mistakes did creep in, including costly DNFs at Brno and Hungary and a sprint crash while leading in Barcelona, Alex repeatedly responded with maturity. His defining moment came in the Catalan Grand Prix, where he absorbed immense pressure from Marc Marquez to secure his second victory. A third win in Malaysia and sprint victories in Britain, Portugal and Valencia capped off a season that yielded nearly 300 more points than his 2024 tally. Finishing runner-up in the championship and earning a factory GP 26 seat, Alex Marquez finally stepped out of his brother's shadow. The 2025 season confirmed him not just as a solid contender, but as one of MotoGP's elite performers. Number 2. Marco Bezzecchi, Aprilia Factory Racing. Marco Bezzecchi's rise in 2025 was forged under pressure. Initially perceived as Aprilia's secondary signing behind Jorge Martin, Bezzecchi was thrust into leadership following Martin's injury struggles. Early consistency masked qualifying weaknesses, but everything shifted at Silverstone, where Bezzecchi stormed from 11th on the grid to victory amid Aprilia's internal turmoil. The Aragon test proved decisive, resolving braking instability and unlocking his full potential. From Mugello onward, Bezzecchi became a genuine threat, dueling Marc Marquez at Assen and collecting podiums with remarkable regularity. 10 podium appearances across the final 12 rounds reflected both his growth and Aprilia's technical progress. Marquez's injury absence opened the door for wins in Portugal and Valencia, while 5 pole positions highlighted Bezzecchi's evolving one-lap speed. Mistakes were rare but costly when they occurred, emphasizing the fine margins separating contenders from champions. Still, winning races on unfamiliar machinery amid off-track chaos showcased Bezzecchi's maturity and confirmed his readiness for a future title assault. Number 1. Marc Marquez, Ducati Course. Marc Marquez's 2025 season redefined dominance. As a factory Ducati rider, he entered the year as the favourite, but the scale of his superiority surpassed even the boldest expectations. Winning 3 of the first 4 races set the tone, followed by a staggering run of 7 perfect 37-point weekends from Aragon to Hungary. 11 Grand Prix victories and 14 sprint wins from just 18 starts echoed his pre-injury peak, yet carried greater significance given his age and physical history. Early season errors in America and Spain were swiftly eliminated, with his only self-inflicted DNF thereafter coming in the Misano sprint. More telling was his contrast with fellow GP25 riders, as Pecco and Di Giannantonio struggled to extract consistency from the same package. Marquez didn't just win, he controlled races psychologically and technically. His season-ending injury in Indonesia robbed the sport of witnessing his limits without championship pressure. With Aprilia rising, threats exist, but as long as Marquez remains fit, the benchmark in MotoGP remains firmly his. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for new upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.